This was the difference between the manga and the anime. In the manga, there's so much information, so much detail to the story that they do have to cut some of it out. But they did cut out certain key factors, like Puck. Instead of that girl, the red-haired girl that was being saved, or pink hair, I forgot what color her hair was. It was Puck that was saved by accident. And the same thing could say with the girl in the first episode. It was an accident. Because Guts doesn't really care about anyone, only himself. Which you can't blame him, because all the crap he's been through, he has very little sympathy. In the manga, he's more of a prick. In the anime, you can relate with him, but he's still not as much of a prick that he is in the anime. I mean, in the manga. He saves the girls from granddaughter from a bunch of bandits. Same thing, except with a key character. His name is Puck. He was saved by Guts, and the way one of the guards was executed was a lot more different. Like he was throwing a knife through the nose. Instead, threw an arrow through the nose, and his Guts grabbed the arrow on the nose and put him on the table instead of the knife that he did in the manga anime. He was more more ruthless, you get to say. In the manga, he was captured by the guardsmen. He was they show the sign more, his brand. They show it more being more in effect than they did in the anime. He showed no sympathy. He told the mayor he only did this to hide so he wouldn't get killed by the Baron, and he basically just told the truth, and the Baron couldn't take it, so he almost had a heart attack. He had so many weapons that they thought that he was going to start a war, which he's doing. He's more of a badass in the manga too, and he's trying to do a lot of things at once. In the manga, he's at first he starts banging a demon girl, who is a demon in disguise. And funny part about that is, it wasn't one of the original demons that was in the Eclipse, with that killed Corcus. And Corcus was a dick to Guts all the time, but he's the first demon that he killed with a cannon right into her face. But boom, right, burning. He left her burning. If you can call her. He's more. You can't really sympathize him in certain ways, but he is ruthless. When he kills something, he's ruthless. The more you think about it, the more he justified killing them. Also, when they remove Puck, they remove one of the key, elements of the story. Puck has been in the story since the beginning, and he's been almost since the very beginning of the manga. Because the Golden Age arc, it starts a little bit after the Eclipse, and Guts basically what's the word? Starts after Griffiths becomes one of the God Hands. He's full of resentful hate. He's full of very violent tendency. But that's the best part of him. He doesn't show no mercy. He's ruthless to a fault. His skills as a swordman is amazing, but he takes it to a new level. He doesn't care about his body. He does anything to win over the battle. In the anime, they did an amazing job with the music, the voice acting, everything was amazing. They just cut a lot of important details in the stories. The Skull Knight, the Puck, a lot of the arc that they were doing, they cut a lot of it. some of it was necessary too, because the Guts was raped by one of his mercenary members. He was basically sold by he was bought by his dad. Sold him to the guy named Devon. I can't remember his name. He said Gambino basically bought Guts and raped him. He was only like 14 or 12 years old. I was like, damn, what a bastard. And then Gambino is this adopted father of Guts. At first, Guts didn't believe Devon that Gambino sold him out for him to get raped. Boy, was he wrong. And then he was like, he kills, like, who sold me out? Gambino. He stabbed him through the throat. It was like, damn. And and then it just got worse and worse. Then he killed Gambino in self-defense, which is, and the whole entire mercenary camp turned on him. They didn't even let him time to explain. They basically made sound like Gambino was this nice guy, which he wasn't. He did so many terrible things to Guts, it was ridiculous. He treated him like trash and garbage. Well, the same thing, but the part that I'm saying is they did cut a lot of things. There's no way they could have, it would have been longer than 25 episodes. Each time they tried something new, they posted now the new anime that I want to talk about too is terrible. The CGI is terrible. The drawing is like, oh my god, what are they doing? They're butchering this anime. It kind of reminds me of what 4Kids did to One Piece. They ruined a lot of it. They made plot holes. They ruined some of the instead of using real guns, muskets, they used fake water guns. I was watching this on YouTube. It's like, you can't be serious. I was like, oh, it is water guns. Oh my god. It's basically the opposite. Now Funimation has a good does a good dub for it, and didn't do as much editing as they did as 4Kids. They should have never got the rights to that. And now it's the opposite. They start the first anime, 97, was amazing, was good and amazing, good. Now the new one is just terrible and terrible. The art style is terrible. It's just horrible. They ruin it, in my personal opinion. I stopped watching after maybe the 12th or 11th episode, and I just don't. I think they need to reboot it or something else, because they just. And some of the arcs they can't really do, like the Lost Child arc, I think it's called. It's just like if there'll be. It's just that manga is really dark. They should find a better way to adopt it, but it's going to be hard. No matter what they do, it's going to be hard. But they should definitely redo it, because the anime is just god awful. The CGI doesn't work with it. Only I believe the 2D and still frames they had in the original one was a better job than they had done in this version. I wish they brought the old voice actors too, but one can only